Big update for Iraqi dinar holders. Stay with me until the end because this video explains what Tier 4B means, what steps you should take, and how to protect your currency holdings in clear, simple language. Right now, many reports and community sources are talking about full approval of Tier 4B for the Iraqi dinar. And whether that claim becomes true or not, the information in this video will help you understand the system behind any official exchange process and make safer decisions. Tier 4B is often described as a verification and preparation phase where government and financial institutions check identities, confirm ownership of notes, and set up controlled procedures for exchanging large volumes of currency. In this segment, I will break down common steps involved in such a system, like identity verification, documentation checks, bank authorization, appointment scheduling, and final settlement procedures, all explained simply. I will emphasize security, patience, and avoiding unverified offers. These are the core themes you should remember as events unfold. Make sure you only follow verified instructions from official channels and authorized banks. Avoid social media rumors or third-party brokers who promise instant high returns or private access. Organize your paperwork early. Ownership proof, identity documents, and bank details will likely be required. Understand that large-scale finance operations often roll out gradually to keep systems secure and accurate. Patience will reduce risks of mistakes and scams during any public exchange process. Big claims are circulating, and this next segment explains what Tier 4B is supposed to do and what it does not do. At its heart, Tier 4B is meant to be a careful verification stage. That means officials and banks review who owns the notes, how they were acquired, and whether the owner's identity is clean and verified. It is also a time to ensure that the notes are genuine and that there are no legal or regulatory barriers to exchanging them. In plain terms, imagine a bank double and triple checking paperwork before allowing a large transfer. That is Tier 4B. This stage is not meant to be an instant cash payout or a secret shortcut to a new, higher exchange rate. Instead, it is intended to protect both the currency holder and the financial system at large by preventing fraud, money laundering, or other mistakes. Because the process involves verification and legal checks, it often takes time. Expect appointments, digital and physical forms, authorized signatories, and strict procedures. Do not expect private brokers or online groups to speed up that timeline legally. Stay with me. Later, I'll show you concrete steps to prepare your documentation, how to find authorized banks, and how to verify the right information so you don't fall for scams. If you are holding Iraqi dinar notes, there are concrete, practical things you can do right now to be ready should an official exchange system open for holders. First, make a clear inventory, list denominations, serial numbers, and the condition of each note. Photograph each note from multiple angles and keep a secure, encrypted backup copy of those photos off your phone or computer in case of loss. Second, collect proof of ownership, receipts, bank transfer records, or legal documents showing how and when you acquired the notes. If you bought notes from an exchange, locate transaction histories or emails. If you inherited notes, gather probate documents or other legal papers. Third, confirm your identity documents, government-issued ID, passport, and proof of address that match the name on any proof of ownership. Fourth, open lines of communication with a reputable bank or financial institution and ask what their requirements are for high-value currency verification. Remember, authorized banks will never ask you to send money to an unverified third party or to pay steep, upfront fees to be placed on a list. Keep your communication documented and always verify bank contact details directly through official bank websites or recognized phone numbers. Understanding who is authorized to handle any Tier 4B process is critical and can protect you from scammers. Authorized entities are typically government bodies, central banks, or licensed commercial banks working with government permission. They will have official letters, public announcements, and verifiable contact details. A simple test is to check whether an institution has an official website with contact numbers that match numbers listed on government or central bank sites. If an individual or company pressures you to act urgently, offers to bypass official procedures, or asks for upfront fees in return for VIP access, that is a red flag. Another sign of legitimacy is the requirement to appear in person at an official branch to verify identity and ownership, along with a formal appointment system and a verifiable receipt or letter of confirmation. If someone tells you they can convert your notes for cash immediately outside official hours or at private locations, be highly suspicious. Stay with me. Later I will give step-by-step language you can use when contacting banks so you get the information you need without giving away sensitive personal details. This part explains the kinds of documentation and verification steps banks and officials may require if Tier 4B is active. Expect identity verification that includes government ID, passport, and proof of address that match the owner's name. Expect proof of ownership like receipts, invoices, transfer records, or legal inheritance paperwork. Expect the bank to ask for the serial numbers and photos of the notes themselves, possibly taken in a prescribed format. Some institutions may also require an affidavit or sworn statement explaining how the currency was acquired. There may be background checks to ensure funds are not associated with criminal activity, and the process may involve anti-money laundering steps that can take time. If translations or notarizations are required, have those ready ahead of time. Copies are useful, but the original documents are often required at the final in-person appointment. Keep all these documents organized and accessible, because when the verification window opens, being prepared will save time and reduce stress. Let's talk about timelines and why any official rollout will likely be gradual rather than immediate. Financial systems, especially those that involve national currencies, intentionally move slowly to prevent operational errors and security breaches. A step-by-step approach reduces the risk of fraud, prevents system overload, and allows banks to train staff on new procedures. When authorities say a process will be phased, that usually means groups of eligible holders will be invited in batches, perhaps by region, by account size, or by pre-verification status, to ensure the system works at each step. This is not a sign of delay or bad planning, but a normal safeguard for large-scale financial operations. If you hear claims that everyone will be processed at once or that a single date will instantly convert all notes into cash, treat that as unlikely. The safest approach is to prepare your documentation now. Follow verified announcements and avoid offers promising instant conversion outside official channels. Emotions run high during moments like this, and it is important to manage excitement and avoid snap decisions. Many holders have waited years, and it is natural to feel hopeful and impatient. But emotional decisions can increase the likelihood of falling for scams. Before you act on any offer, pause and verify the claim. Ask for written, verifiable documentation from the institution making the offer, and cross-check contact details against official bank or government websites. Reach out to recognized consumer protection agencies or legal counsel if something requires a major financial step. Talk to trusted friends or family and get a second opinion before transferring money or documents to anyone who claims they can speed things up. Staying calm, being methodical, and relying on verifiable sources will help you protect what you own and reduce the risk of mistakes. Risk management is a key theme you should follow at every step. That means never giving confidential personal information or bank login details to anyone who contacts you unexpectedly. Never pay fees to a private individual for the promise of an appointment or VIP status. If someone suggests shipping notes or handing them over to a private courier, refuse and instead seek direct guidance from your bank. Keep a record of all communications, including emails, texts, and phone calls, and log dates, names, and positions of any bank staff you speak with. Keep your holdings secure at home and consider a safety deposit box for physical notes if they are of high value. Consult a qualified financial advisor or attorney for legal and tax implications in your country. If you're outside Iraq, professional advice can help you understand cross-border rules and reporting obligations. Now let's walk through a simple prepare and check checklist you can use today. First, inventory your notes with clear photos and serial numbers stored securely. Second, Gather proof of acquisition, receipts, transfer emails or legal papers, and keep originals where you can access them quickly. Third, collect up-to-date government ID, passport, and proof of residence. Fourth, locate a reputable bank or financial institution and ask about their official Tier 4B or high-value currency verification procedures. Do this through verified phone numbers or the bank's official website. Fifth, write down the bank's document checklist and appointment process. Sixth, limit your sharing of details online and never post images of full serial numbers publicly. Seventh, set up a secure backup of all documentation, ideally encrypted and stored in multiple places. This checklist will make you ready to move smoothly when verified procedures are announced. Credibility and official confirmation matter more than excitement. If a government or central bank officially confirms a step like Tier 4B, the announcement will appear on recognized channels, the central bank website, ministry press releases, or major reputable news outlets. Community videos and social posts may jump on the news faster, but they are not substitutes for official confirmation. When you find a social media post that says Tier 4B approved, pause and verify, check the central bank's site, look for a ministry release, and call the bank's verified number. If you are creating content for a channel, be careful with headlines. Use clear language like reports say or authorities announced only after verifying with official documents. This protects your viewers and builds long-term trust in your channel. Next, let's cover how authorized banks typically handle appointments and exchanges during a verified phase. Banks that are part of an official system often publish appointment systems and list required documents publicly. They may use secure online portals where verified holders can book a time slot, upload preliminary documents, and receive confirmation before their in-person meeting. At the physical appointment, expect ID checks, signature verification, and a review of your ownership documents. After the bank confirms the details, they will prepare the final exchange, which may be in the form of transferred funds into a bank account or a formal settlement letter. Banks also provide official receipts that are useful for tax reporting and record keeping. Again, avoid anyone offering to skip this structured process in exchange for a fee. Let's be realistic about possible outcomes and manage expectations. Even if a Tier 4B-like system becomes active, exact exchange rates and conversion formulas may not be immediately public or uniform. Governments and central banks consider macroeconomic stability, reserves, and policy goals before setting rates or exchange windows. Do not assume a sudden large overnight profit. Instead, plan for a measured, documented process that may take weeks or months to fully implement. Consider the broader economic context. National budgets, oil revenues, and international currency policy all play roles in how a government handles currency exchange at scale. Protecting your wealth means understanding that official processes focus on long-term financial stability rather than immediate windfalls. Now I'll explain what verification practically means in the Tier 4B context and why it matters. Verification is not a box-ticking exercise. It is a set of procedures designed to ensure that the notes being exchanged are genuine. The ownership is legitimate and the funds involved are not connected to illicit activities. This can involve serial number checks, cross-referencing purchase histories, and ensuring compliance with anti-money laundering laws. Verification also protects the national currency by preventing counterfeit notes or illegally obtained currency from being reintroduced into official banking channels. That is why verification may feel strict or intrusive to some people. It is a necessary part of safeguarding the entire system so that legitimate holders can be paid without creating systemic risk. Let's take a moment to talk about scams you might see during this time and how to spot them. Scammers will use the excitement to push fake forms, cloned bank websites, and urgent phone calls demanding immediate action. A common scam is a fake priority list that asks for an upfront payment to put your name at the top. Another is a cloned bank page that requests passwords or codes. Always cross-check URLs, avoid clicking links in unsolicited messages, and never give out banking passwords or two-factor authentication codes. If someone claims to represent a government agency, ask for their official email and verify it via known government domains. Report suspicious activity to your bank and local authorities. If something seems too good to be true or designed to create panic, it probably is a scam. Financial advice during times like this should be cautious and practical. Do not take loans against your expected exchange proceeds. Do not sell other essential assets hastily based on rumors. Instead, consider speaking with a certified financial advisor who understands cross-border currency rules if your holdings are substantial. Keep a diversified approach to your finances, retain some liquid cash, diversify investments, and understand tax implications ahead of time. If you plan to convert notes into large sums, be aware of reporting laws in your country of residence and prepared to provide documentation for any large inflow into bank accounts. Responsible financial planning will protect you regardless of how the situation unfolds. Now let's talk about communication. What to say and what to ask when you call a bank or official channel. Ask them directly if they are part of an authorized Tier 4B process and request the official list of required documents. Ask whether they accept preliminary uploads online, the expected wait time for appointments, and what the final exchange method will be: bank transfer, check, or other. Ask for the name and contact details of a bank official you can follow up with in writing. Never accept verbal-only promises. Get everything in writing, scan it, and store it securely. If the bank refuses to confirm in writing or gives vague answers, treat that as a red flag. If you run a channel or manage a list of viewers who are following this news, use responsible language. Avoid sensational headlines that promise instant riches or call a process guaranteed before official confirmation. Instead, focus on verified updates, solid step-by-step guides, and clear warnings about scams. Encourage viewers to prepare documentation and to verify any announcement using official bank or government channels. Remind your audience that this process, if real and official, will require time and patience, and that verifying every step reduces the risk of fraud. When the official process begins, you may see different groups being invited in different phases. This is normal and designed to reduce operational load. Early phases may focus on already verified accounts or institutional holders, followed by individual retail holders. That staged approach helps identify and fix operational glitches before the full rollout. If you receive an invitation to an early phase, verify the invitation's authenticity by checking the issuing institution's official platforms and calling the published phone numbers. Save any official appointment confirmations and receipts for your records. Legal and tax considerations will matter for many holders, especially if large sums are involved. Consult the tax professional in your country to understand reporting requirements for large currency inflows. Some countries may require advanced disclosure or tax declarations. Others may have exemptions for certain categories. Legal counsel can also explain estate planning and inheritance considerations if the notes were passed down. These professionals can also advise you on the safest way to move funds between countries if cross-border transfers are needed. If you are outside Iraq and waiting for an international cooperation phase, remember that cross-border rules can add time and complexity. Different countries have different reporting rules, anti-money laundering checks, and bank requirements. If you plan to use a foreign bank to receive converted funds, confirm that your chosen bank will accept large transfers of this kind and ask what paperwork they require. Opening a bank account in your country of residence ahead of time with the correct documentation can ease the final transfer process and reduce delays. Let's cover communication templates you can use when contacting banks so you sound professional and clear. For example, "Hello, my name is," your name. "I hold Iraqi Dinar notes and I am seeking information about the bank's verified procedures for Tier 4B verification and exchange. Could you please confirm whether you are an authorized institution for this process? A checklist of required documents, how to book an appointment, and any expected timelines. Keep a log of the bank representative's name, the date, and what they told you. Ask for a written confirmation email summarizing the conversation. If you're a content creator covering this topic, plan your videos with the safety-first tone. Open with a clear hook, cover the verification checklist, explain how to spot scams, and end with actionable steps viewers can take to prepare. Use timestamps in the video so viewers can jump to the part they need, such as documentation checklist or how to verify bank contacts. Make sure your on-screen graphics show official-looking but non-misleading text. For instance, check official sites rather than Tier 4B confirmed. Remember that even with a confirmed Tier 4B process, the path from verification to final settlement can take weeks or months. Keep your expectations realistic. Use this time to get your paperwork in order and avoid risky behavior. Stay in touch with verified banks. Store your documents safely and prepare to report any suspicious contact. If you are uncertain about a claim or message, consult legal or financial professionals before taking major steps. Finally, keep your emotional balance and monetary prudence. This topic is deeply personal for many holders, and excitement can lead to costly mistakes. Treat the process as a serious financial event that requires documentation, patience, and verified steps. Follow official channels, prepare your paperwork, verify every contact, and seek professional advice when needed. If a claim sounds too immediate or too good to be true, it probably is. When you act carefully, you protect yourself and your future.